Welcome back to the cubicle-shaped purgatory of firm trust insurance. I'm Maze, and this is how my job took a turn from high-stakes corporate chess to total psychological warfare. There is a specific type of silence that only exists in a toxic office. It's not peace and quiet. It's the pressurized, ear-popping silence of 100 people holding their breath, waiting to see whose neck the guillotine hits next. It's a silence that has a physical weight, like being underwater in a pool filled with sharks that haven't eaten since the last quarterly review. Usually, I am a ghost. I'm the gray paint on the wall, the white noise of the ventilation system, present, necessary, but completely ignored. I have spent 3 years perfecting the art of being the essential nobody. But right now, the air in the break room has turned into lead. Abel is standing 5 inches from me, and for the first time in the 3 years I've known him, he's really looking at me. The tension is so thick I can taste the copper in my mouth. To my left, the office has gone utterly still. Marcus is pretending to study a stapler, but I can see his hand trembling. Sarah is filing the same piece of paper for the 4th time. My resting, "Is this email really necessary?" face is working overtime. My eyebrows are locked in a neutral position, but my heart is doing a drum solo against my ribs. Having worked with Abel these 3 years, I have learned that when a narcissist stares at you, you don't blink first. To him, eye contact is a dominance display. If you look away too fast, you're prey. If you glare, you're a challenger. The goal is the dull stare. Look at him like he's a particularly uninteresting piece of drywall. Maze, Abel purrs. He says my name like he's tasting a vintage wine he's not sure he wants to buy yet. I was just telling Sadie how much I admire your stillness. In a room full of decorative houseplants, you're the only one who doesn't wilt when I turn up the heat. Beside him, Scarlett is vibrating. She is the physical manifestation of anxiety in a blazer. She's clutching her phone so hard her knuckles are white, her eyes darting between us like she's watching a tennis match where the loser gets fired. To Scarlett, Abel's attention is limited resource, a finite cake, and right now, I'm taking her slice. She's pale, her breath coming in short, jagged hitches. Yet, Abel doesn't give her the satisfaction of a glance. He dismisses her with a flick of his wrist, the way you'd wave away a fly that's buzzing too close to your latte. It's actually cruel. He doesn't even look at her as she shrinks 2 inches into her designer heels, her face flushing a deep, humiliated crimson. Then he turns to Sadie. The shift in his energy is subtle but profound, giving her a look of total, undisputed inclusion. "Sadie, why don't you go ahead and start the lunch order? Get that crab salad you mentioned earlier. I need a private word with Maze about the technicalities of her new role." New role? My mind is racing as I try to remember any discussion about a change in my role. I see Sadie nod while giving me a look that is half titty, half warning, and glides away. The second Sadie is 10 inches away. Abel's charming mentor warmth vanishes. It's like a light switch flipping into a cold, clinical darkness. He turns back to me, his eyes now cold and transactional. "Walk with me, Maze. I have a special project that requires your unique lack of charisma." We walk toward his glass-walled pent office, the aquarium of ego. Every step feels like a mile. I pass Ruby, who had magically teleported from the break room to her desk. She doesn't look up, but I see her thumb go down, the universal code for Mayday. I feel some relief knowing that Ruby, my co-conspirator, knows my current dilemma. In a toxic office environment, always have a Mayday partner. Someone who knows to trigger a fire drill or accidentally trip the building's power grid to mount your high-stake rescue. As I step through the elevator door opening directly into Abel's office, I subtly slide my hand into my blazer pocket. My fingers find the cold glass of my phone. Double tap. Swipe. Voice memo. On. My phone is now my shield. Abel's office is a shrine to himself. It's all chrome, glass, and photos of Abel holding various trophies. He sits behind his desk, which is elevated on a literal platform so he can look down on you. He leans in. Maze, the office is restless, he says, tenting his fingers. People like Ruby, they're too friendly, and friendliness is the cousin of conspiracy. I need an anchor, someone who stays quiet, watches the shadows, and tells me when people are planning a revolt. I don't blink. I let the silence hang there for 5, 6, 7 seconds. I'd heard the rumors, Abel recruiting staff members into what they call Abel's inner circle of spies. I'm surprised he's asking me, but more insulted that he thinks I'm desperate for his attention. You want me to be an informant? I ask. I prefer the term strategic internal liaison, he counters. I know you see things. You're the one everyone forgets is in the room. That's your power. Use it for me. What exactly am I looking for? I ask, leaning in, hoping that the phone in my pocket catches every word. Is it specific people or just the general vibe of the break room? He laughs, a dry, hollow sound. I want to know who is looking at job postings, who is complaining about my leadership style, and specifically, what Ruby talks about during those long printer huddles. She's influential, Maze. Influential people are dangerous if they aren't on my side. I see, I say, my voice steady. But a role like that, it's risky. If the team finds out I'm the pariah, how will this new role strategically benefit me? He leans back, a shark-like grin spreading across his face. He thinks he's won. I underestimated you, Maze. I like that. Look, I'm prepared to give you a discretionary budget for process improvement. No questions asked. You want to take advanced leadership certifications? You want premium subscriptions to organizational tools or specialized software? It's yours. Consider it your fee for keeping the light bulbs bright. So, as long as the information flows, the budget stays open? Precisely, he says. Think about it. We could be a very powerful team, Maze. You provide the eyes, I provide the illumination. I walk out of the office, feeling like I need a chemical shower to scrub off the strategic liaison slime. I head straight for the one place Abel never goes, the emergency exit stairwell. Ruby meets me in the stairwell 5 minutes later. The air here is cool and smells like concrete, honest and real. He wants me to spy on you, I whisper, playing the entire recorded clip on my phone while she listens in disbelief. When the clip ends, I add, he offered me a blank check for software and training if I report back on your long printer huddles. He thinks you're a revolutionary leader, Ruby. Ruby's eyes widen, then a slow, wicked grin spreads across her face. A leader? For someone whose retirement plan hinges on winning the lottery? But Maze, take the money. If he wants to pay for the UI design courses or the project management tools you need to build your business, let him. Use his narcissism to pay for your freedom. I'll give you fake gossip to feed him. I'll start by planning a break room coup. All this spy talk gives me a new business idea, one that will benefit people stuck in a toxic workplace. In toxic offices, one wrong email can end a career. The idea? A browser extension that scans your drafted emails and Slack messages, uses AI to detect passive-aggressive tones or career-ending sarcasm, and suggests a gray rock alternative. If Abel offers me resources just to feed his insecurities, I will use them to build my fortress. Abel thinks he's buying a spy. I'm letting him fund my skill-building phase. In entrepreneurship, learning on a salary is the ultimate life hack. Maximize your company's training budget to gain the expertise you'll need for your own venture later. I call it professional development that just happens to be portable. I head back to my desk, my mind already mapping out the sentiment shield wireframe. But when I get there, Scarlett is leaning against my cubicle wall. She's buffing her nails, looking entirely too relaxed for someone who was just publicly snubbed. "So," she says, her voice dripping with fake sugar, "long chat with the big man. What's the scoop, Maze? Are you really getting a promotion, or are you in trouble? You can tell me. We're all one family, right?" "Just a project update, Scarlett," I say, moving to sit down. She blocks my chair. I see her eyes are bloodshot and wild, the look of someone who hasn't slept because she's too busy plotting her return to grace. "Oh, come on, don't be like that," she says. "I actually came over to warn you. Abel was saying some really nasty things about you to Marcus earlier. He said your work is functional but soulless, and that he only keeps you around because you're too quiet to cause trouble. I told him he was being mean, but you know how he is. He listens to me." I know she's fishing. She wants me to snap, to complain, to give her a Maze hates Abel soundbite. I give her nothing. Her smile falters, then turns into something sharp and ugly. The nice girl act evaporates, replaced by a cold, manipulative hunger. "Fine, stay mysterious. But I found something of yours." She reaches in her pocket and produces my personal notebook. She flips it open to the page where I've sketched my business logo and written, "Phase 1, Exit Strategy." "It's very creative, Maze," she whispers, her eyes dancing with a terrifying, desperate glee. "A side business? Using company time to build a shield against the very man who just gave you a private audience? I wonder, if I show this to Abel, do you think he'll still be so impressed by your stillness? Or do you think he'll see it for what it is? Treason." She leans closer, her breath smelling of peppermint and malice. "Maybe we can make a deal. You tell me everything Abel told you, or I take this straight to him right now. What's it gonna be, Maze?" Behind her, the elevator dings. Abel steps out. He's looking for me. Scarlett sees him, and her grip on my notebook tightens. She's about to wave him over. Come back to find out how dirty Scarlett is willing to fight. And don't forget to subscribe.